So let us start the another class, pharmacological terms, definition and nomenclature of the drugs. So this I am going to discuss under the heading drug, dose and related term. Then we are going to discuss the terminology under the effects and miscellaneous term. We are also going to discuss under the heading drug information source, and in the last we are going to discuss about the terminology related to nomenclature of drug. So we are going to discuss one by one. So the first one is the terminology related to drug, dose and concern terms. So let us start with the first terminology, drug. So the drug, the word, if you go through the dictionary, what is the meaning of the drug? You will find the drug is derived from a French word. Drogi means dry herb. So simply you can say drug is dry herb. And if you want to define it, you have to define it by various means. But among the all, the most accepted definition is defined by the World Health Organization in the year 1966. And as per the definition of World Health Organization, a drug is any substance or chemical or the product used or intended to be used which modify the physiological system of the body or pathological state means disease state of the patient for the benefit of the recipient is called drug. So this is the most accepted definition of the drug as per the World Health Organization कि drug is any substance to be used or intended to be used which modifies the physiological system or which also modify or mitigate the pathological state of the patient or recipient is called drug. Or other definition of drug that are quite simple and easy to recall. Drug are the substance, the chemical that are used for diagnosis, prevention, mitigation, and treatment purposes in a patient is called drug. A drug may be a single agent and in which we are usually not going to include the food. So any single chemical or drug or substance that are other than food which modify the living system function is called drug. This is the another definition of the drug. So there are various definition. So which one is easy for you? You have to recall. But the most accepted definition is the defined by the World Health Organization. Or you can say the drug are the substance, the chemical that include for therapeutic purposes, or you can say the therapeutic agent. In this, in case of drug, we are not considering the drug as a therapeutic agent. In this, we are also including or included poisons and addictive substance. The substance which produce addiction are called drug. So drug may include therapeutic agent or you can say the medicine. It also include poison as well as it also include the substance which produce addiction called addictive substance are called drug. So these two word poison and addictive substance are the differential point which differentiate a drug from the medicine. So in case of medicine, if you want to define a medicine, medicine can be used for the substance or the chemical or the agent that are used for the diagnosis, prevention, mitigation, or treatment of a disease is called medicine, but it excluded the poison and addictive substance are called medicine. And in the medicine, the main ingredient is drug. In that drug, in that medicine, you will find the active constituent as a drug along with other agent that are inactive substance and that are used, you can say, as a carrier. That I mean this is carrying the main drug, so that are usually inactive. So you can say in case of drug the inactive substance usually should not be there. And in case of definition of medicine or medicine, you don't find a poison or addictive substance or called medicine. So this is the line mark which differentiate a medicine from a drug. That means we should not include medicine should not include poison or addictive substance are called medicine, and other definition are the same. And as well as in medicine, along with the main constituent, main agent, main drug, you will find the inactive substance as a carrier or for the other function. So this is about the medicine. Now we have to go through the third word, genobiotic. This is also very simple to define. Bio means life and geno means foreign body. So any foreign substance other than non-nutrient substance for the body or foreign substance that is non-nutrient to the body which entered in the body and living system through oral route, through inhalation route, through dermal route are called genobiotic. It may be a drug, it may be a poison, it may be other substances are called genobiotic. But how it differ from the medicine or drug? In this, we are going to call any substance, not only drug, not only poison, not only medicine, any substance that is the foreign for the body excluding non-nutrient and excluding nutrient are called genobiotic. So genobiotic may be poison, genobiotic may be drug, genobiotic may be a medicine, genobiotic may be the other than nutrient. So this is all about the definition of genobiotic. Another term is prodrug. So pro means pehle, before. So before a drug is called product. So if you want to define this scientifically, the definition of prodrug are the chemical, the substance that are initially inert in nature or inert precursor for the drug. So this is inert drug precursor. So prodrug is a chemical which is inert drug precursor, and upon biotransformation within the living system it it give rise to active substance, and that is a drug. So we are going to call it pharmacological active substance is called prodrug. So prodrug is a chemical or substance which is usually inert in nature or inert form of drug precursor within the body. It get biotransformed and liberate the main ingredient which is active is called prodrug. So this is about the prodrug. Now we have to gonna go through the another terminology, OTC. The full form of OTC is over the counter drug. So over the counter drug are those drugs which has to be sold out without prescription. So over the counter drugs are those drugs which do not require the prescription to be for the selling, so that is easily available for everyone. So for a consumer that has to purchase the OTC drug without a prescription is called over the counter drug, like aspirin. This is the best example. So aspirin is the OTC drug. So you have to recall this. Now, just opposite to the OTC drug is prescription drug. Name is making it very much clear. Those drugs that are to be sold only with the prescription written by a registered practitioner is called prescription drug. So prescription drug are those drugs that are to be sold in the pharmacy shop by getting the prescription written by registered practitioner. So this is the difference between OTC and prescription drug is that OTC drug do not require prescription. However, the prescription drug require the prescription to be sold out from the pharmacy shop. Now we have to go through the terms like dose form, dose, dosage rate, and dosage. So these four terms are very much intermingled in such a way that is very not easy to differentiate. So first one is the dosage form. So this is telling about a form. So dosage form. So this is a form. So drug, we are making a drug in such a way that should be administered to a patient is called dosage form. What it means? If you want to take a drug, if drug is not in such a form that should not be administrable, then the patient is not able to take it. So what we are going to do that we are going to make a drug or chemical or substance in such a way that should be administered. It's called dosage form. So dosage form are the drug in such form or such preparation that has to be convenient to use, convenient to administered in a patient is called dosage form of the drug, like tablet. If you are not going to convert a chemical in tablet form, how the patient is going to take it? So this is called dosage form. If you are not going to convert a drug in capsule form, how the patient is going to take? If you are not going to convert in injection form, how that is going to be taken by the patient? So dosage form, we are making a drug in such a way that should be administered. Not only that, it also check it from the destroying. Take the example capsule. Capsuling is a covering over the drug. If drug is here and if the drug is destroyed by the acid, then you are going to make it a cover in such a way drug has to go inside the intestine where the acid concentration is less. So drug is not going to be destroyed. So drug form is also checking, preventing it from the from its breaking down, from it destroying down. So that is why we are going to make in a convenient way to administer. Now we have to go through the another term, dosage. So dosage you have to now we have to go through that. So dosage, if you want to convert in such a way so that you are going to recall easy. So this word you can say this is like the dose and then like time. So that become the dosage. So first we have to define the dose. So what is the dose? So dose is the total amount that should be administered to a patient at one time is called dose. So what is dose? The total amount to be administered in a patient at a single time is called dose. What it means? If a dog weighs 10 kg and 10 kg and the dose rate is of a drug is 2 mg per kg weight. If the dose rate is 2 mg per kg body weight, so for that means ki you have to administer the drug to the dog 2 mg per kg body weight. If the weight of the dog is 10 kg, that means ki you have to administer 20 milligram total dose at single time. So this 20 milligram is the total dose of the for the dog that should be administered at a single time is called dosage. And this 2 mg per kg body weight is we are going to call it dose rate. When we are going to call it at including the time, then we are calling it the dose rate. So here what is the meaning of dose rate? Dose rate is a term by which we are administering a drug per unit body weight of the animal or per unit surface area of the animal is called dose rate. Hey, what it means? It means if you are administering any drug at the dose rate of 1 mg per kg body weight, so this 1 mg per kg body weight is the dose rate for a particular drug. If this is a 1 microgram, so you can say this is the 1 microgram per kg body weight is a dose rate. And accordingly, we are calculating the total dose of a drug. If the weight of the dog or any patient is 50 kg, then you and dose rate is 1 microgram per kg body weight, then this become 50 microgram for 50 kg of the animal is the 50 mg 50 microgram is the dose. 50 microgram is the dose. This is the dose for a single administration, and this 1 microgram per kg body weight is the dose rate. And the dose rate should be in the form of milligram per kg weight or microgram per kg body weight. And for cancerous drug, we are not considering milligram per kg body weight, and we are also not considering microgram per kg body weight. Here body weight we are not considering for the cancerous drug. For the cancerous drug, usually we are considering per unit surface area of the animal, that is in milligram per meter square is the surface area of the animal for the cancerous drug. So this is about the dose rate. Now in the same sequence we are going to go through the terminology dosage. So what is dosage? Dosage means it includes dose, that means the total amount we are administering, It also include the frequency of the therapy. Means ki if you are administering till 10 milligram at one time twice daily, so this twice daily means ki BID. So this BID or twice daily is the frequency of therapy. So this is the frequency of therapy. So and this is the dose. And for how many days? If you are going to give this drug for 4 days, this is the duration of therapy. So this in case of dose, which include the dosage, which include in dosage the terminology which include the summation of dose, frequency of therapy and duration of therapy is called dosage. And now we have to go through the another terminology, initial dose or loading dose, that is also called initial dose or loading dose. And then the another term is the maintenance dose. And the both the term is clear cut defining the definition of what is the definition of loading dose and what is the definition of maintenance dose. The name is clear cut indicating. If you want to define what is the meaning of initial dose are the dose you are giving the first dose of any drug is called initial dose. And thereafter, after the initial dose or first dose or loading dose, whatsoever you are giving the dose, that is called maintenance dose. So maintenance dose may or may not be the same with the initial dose or loading dose. It may be or mainly the lower than the initial or lower than the initial or loading dose. The maintenance dose is lower than this, so that is why this is called maintenance dose. Now another terminology is the therapeutic index. If you want to define, you have to recall the definition formula. So the therapeutic index is the ratio between lethal dose 50 and effective dose 50 is called therapeutic index. So what is lethal dose? Lethal dose is the dose of a chemical which produces mortality or death is called lethal dose. If this is producing 50% mortality in the animal of a particular population is called LD50. So this is all about the terminology related to the term dose, drug, and related term. Now we have to go to the another other terminology that is concerned to the effect, or you can say the activity, and miscellaneous term. So now we have to go through the terminology related to the effect or miscellaneous term. So first is the pharmacological term, effect. So pharmacological effect are the effect you can say that we want. So desire effect or therapeutic effect that is produced by the drug is called pharmacological effect. So pharmacological effect is usually desired effect or therapeutic effect produced by a drug in a patient is called pharmacological effect. However, other than pharmacological effect that we don't want it is called undesirable effect. So undesirable effect of a drug may be the side effect or may be the toxic, or sometimes this is called adverse effect. So side effect or adverse effect, this may be the adverse effect. So side effect is undesirable effect of the drug, but this is not detrimental to the patient. This is very, very important about the side effect of a drug is that side effect is a effect of a drug that is undesirable effect, but that effect is not detrimental, not harmful to the patient, is called undesirable, undesirable or the side effect. However, the toxic effect, no doubt, is also undesirable effect of a drug, undesirable effect of a drug, but this is detrimental to the patient for survivability or normal function of the patient. So this is very, very interesting is that adverse effect or toxic effect is usually detrimental undesirable effect of a drug is called toxic effect. Sometime roughly we are using the adverse effect. Now we have to go through the other effect, that is the cumulative effect. So what is the meaning of cumulative? And if you are knowing that meaning of cumulative, then you have to define the effect, cumulative effect. If you are knowing the meaning of withdrawal, so you have to define the withdrawal effect. So what is the meaning of cumulative effect? Cumulative effect is the effect of the drug which is effect produced in a summation of the drug after some time is called cumulative effect. That is the summation effect of the drug when you are giving many time. What it means, if you are giving a drug aspirin, take the aspirin, initially you have given 1 mg, another time you have given another 1 mg, the third time you have given another 1 mg. So when you are getting the effect, the summation of these all the that one, the one plus plus one, that effect is called cumulative effect. So cumulative effect is the effect of drug produced by summation of incremental dose resulting from successive exposure to a drug is called cumulative effect, whereas withdrawal effect of the effect of drug produce its effect after the withdrawing of the drug is called withdrawal effect. And this you can say, this effect you can say the effect with the drug that are produce addiction. What it means, if you are taking any drug which is producing addiction, like cocaine, like any drug which produce heroin, so these are the marijuana. So any addictive drug, when you are going to withdraw this drug, codeine, when you are withdrawing this drug from a patient, then you will find some effect, that is the addicting effect. Means ki if you are not going to give this drug to the patient become needy for that drug, and that effect the patient produces is called withdrawal effect. Take the example, if a patient is taking any drug that is producing the addiction, like narcotic drug, like addictive drug, like codeine, like heroin, when you are going to withdraw the drug, the patient become needy of that drug, and once the patient is not going to get the drug, showing the symptom after its withdrawal is called withdrawal effect. Now we have to go through the term therapeutics. The term itself is going to make it clear. So this is derived from a Greek word therapeutic, means the medical practices. So the drug or the medicine that are used for the treatment of the patient is called therapeutics. So this is the branch of medicine. Therapeutics is the branch of medicine which include branch of medicine that is dealing with the application of all the science for the therapy purpose, for the treatment purpose of a disease is called therapeutic, which may include a drug, we may include a surgery, which may include a radiation therapy, which may include in the diet, which may include the exercise, which may include the managemental practice. So this is the branch of medicine in which the doctors are going to apply the science by to the patient to get it cured by using drug, using surgery, using exercise, using diets, using management is called therapeutics. Now we have to go through the other terminology that all the terminology are quite related to the therapy. So the term like empirical therapy. So empirical therapy is therapy based upon the experience. Empirical therapy is the therapy based upon the experience is called empirical therapy. So what is the best example for that? If a patient if a patient is going to be treated before diagnosing the disease with a drug is called empirical therapy. Take the example, if a doctor is get experience and when a patient is coming and doctor is thinking that the person is going through any infection. So before going through the culture and sensitivity test of the bacteria, the doctor has started treating with the antibiotics without going through the culture and sensitivity report. That is called empirical therapy. So empirical therapy is the therapy based upon the experience and in which the doctor should start or medical practitioner should start the treatment before diagnosing it, before diagnosing confirmation of the diagnosis, before confirmation of the diagnosis, that is called the empirical therapy. Now the second terminology is also related to the therapy, is a specific therapy or rational therapy. So name itself clear cut is telling the specific therapy is indicating that the nature of disease get known. Nature of the disease is get known. So we are going to treat the patient. So in this we are going to define the rational therapy or the specific therapy is the therapy based upon the nature of the disease in which we are usually getting the diagnosis, and examples are in organophosphorus insecticide toxicity we are getting the symptom. That symptom should be treated by administering the drug atropine. So here we are knowing that the patient is going through organophosphorus poisoning or patient get poisoned with the organophosphorus insecticide. So the patient should be treated with its a specific antidote, or it may be symptomatic. For that we are going to administer the atropine. Like if you are going to diagnose there is acidity to the patient, so to cure the acidity we are going to use the antacid like sodium bicarbonate. So a specific therapy is the therapy of the patient in which the practitioner is aware about the the nature of the disease, and therefore the doctor is going to treat the patient accordingly, is called the specific therapy. Now we have to go through the another terminology, symptomatic therapy. Again, the name is clear cut telling the definition of the symptomatic treatment or symptomatic therapy. So the therapy based upon the symptom is called symptomatic therapy. So the definition of symptomatic therapy is the therapy or the uh, treatment with a drug based upon the symptom with or without proper diagnosis is called symptomatic therapy. So symptomatic therapy is the therapy in which we are administering a drug in which we are knowing or even not knowing about the diagnosis, but we are knowing about the symptom. So, in case of symptomatic treatment, we are treating the patient by application of drug, by administration of the drug, based upon the symptom is called symptomatic therapy or symptomatic treatment. But in this symptomatic therapy or treatment, uh, the disease may be diagnosed or may not be diagnosed. Like if we are getting the symptom like convulsion, so to cure the convulsion, seizure, shivering, we are going to give the sedative like pentobarbital or sedative like diazepam. That is based upon the symptom like convulsion. So symptomatic treatment is the treatment by administering the drug based upon the symptom to check the symptom is called symptomatic treatment. In this symptomatic treatment, we are doctors are knowing or not knowing about uh, the not knowing about the disease, only knowing about the symptom. Now we have to go through the palliative therapy, the another term. Generally, palliative therapy means, if you want to define it, the palliative therapy is the administration of the drug in the disease that the disease are complex in nature and that is very painful and serious in nature. So palliative therapy is the therapy or the treatment in which the disease are serious in nature, painful in nature, complex in nature, and we are only going to give the patient therapeutic treating the patient to improve the quality of its life is called palliative therapy. So palliative therapy is the administration therapy based therapy of the patient suffering from serious problem, serious pain, serious sickness, serious illness like cancer, in which we are only administering the drug to improve the quality of the life of the patient is called palliative therapy. So, and palliative therapy often included in symptomatic therapy because we are curing the symptom. What it means, usually in cancer patient, along with the main drug, cancer anti-cancerous drug, we are also relieving the pain of the patient because the cancer patient usually suffering from a great pain. So to remove the pain of the patient, severe pain of the patient, or to improve the quality of the quality life of the patient by removing the pain, we are going to give the painkiller like morphine. So we are administering the morphine to relieve the pain of the patient, and patient feel better life. But this is based upon the symptom like pain. So that is why palliative therapy is also included in symptomatic therapy, in which we are treating the patient by giving the drug to the patient suffering from the serious problem, serious illness, complex problem, and to improve the quality of the life of the patient is called palliative therapy. Now we have to go through the supportive therapy. The supportive therapy is also the term, the word meaning itself defining the meaning of supportive therapy. So supportive therapy means support treatment which support the patient. It's called supportive therapy. So supportive therapy is a treatment in which we are administering the drug to maintain the patient physiological and functional integrity, and when the physiological function of the patient is maintained, then thereafter we are able to treat the patient by actual therapy. What it means, in case of supportive therapy, we are only prolonging the life of the sick patient. If we are prolonging the life of the patient, then the doctor will get the time to cure the or treat the patient by giving the actual drug. So that is called supportive therapy. What it means, if a patient is suffering from respiratory problem, means in respiration, patient is not respiring well. So for before going to start the treatment to the patient, our first duty to give the oxygen therapy to prolong the life of patient, and thereafter prolonging the life of patient or improving the physiological function of the patient or functional status of the patient, we are going to give the actual treatment to the patient, like oxygen administration to the patient going through respiratory, patient going through respiratory failure. So we are going to keep the patient on oxygen supply, like fluid administration if the patient is suffering from dehydration. So in dehydrating patient, if the region of dehydration is something else, means ki dehydration, diarrhea because of the some infection, so we are going to give the anti-infective drug later on. First, we are going to give the fluid to the patient so that the dehydration should be cured, and thereafter to treat the patient of by giving the anti-infective drug. So this is about the supportive therapy. Now we have to go through the replacement therapy or substitutive therapy. This terminology is also based upon the simple meaning of the replacement. So replacement therapy is only replacing. So what is it is replacing? It is in the case of replacement therapy. Usually, the patient is lacking the endogenous substance. So, we are going to treat the patient by supplying the endogenous substance that patient is lacking is called substitutive or replacement therapy. So, the definition of replacement or substitutive therapy is the therapy in which a patient is usually lacking endogenous substance. So, to treat the patient that is lacking of endogenous substance by giving that endogenous substance is called substitutive or replacement therapy. Now we have to go through the placebo therapy. Regarding the placebo therapy is concerned, this is very, very important. This placebo therapy is mainly or only concerned for human medicine. And what is the placebo therapy? In placebo therapy, we are administering the substance or the chemical or agent which is inert and harmless substance. Inert or harmless substance that is not a drug that we are giving to a patient. So, placebo therapy is a therapy in which we are not going to give a main drug to a patient, rather, we are giving an inert, harmless substance to a patient, like human being, to influence the physiological and psychophysiological function of the patient. The best example, if a patient is telling that the earlier drug that you have given to a patient, that is the main drug to treat the patient, but even after patient is telling that drug is not working, and you being a doctor knowing that the drug is the main or actual drug for the treatment of patient, and not patient is not feeling good and asking for the drug, then you have no option to give the drug. You are going to give a drug that is inert, harmless substance like sugar. You simply give the sugar to a patient in the form of telling this is a drug, and when you are going to tell this is a good drug, best drug, then that inert harmless substance, even though that is not a drug, going to change the physiological function of the patient, and it is going to cure the patient, is called placebo therapy. So placebo therapy is the therapy in which we are not going to give the actual drug to a patient, rather we are going to give the inert harmless substance to the patient, that is going to improve the physiological function, that is going to treat the patient psychologically, is called placebo therapy. Now we have to go through the other terminology, that the terminology related to therapy is heliotherapy. Helio means means sunlight. So therapy based upon the sunlight is called heliotherapy. Hydro, you all are knowing about the hydro means water. So therapy based upon the water is called hydrotherapy. Dietic therapy, so the therapy based upon the diet is dietic therapy. Psychotherapy is just psychological treatment to a patient, is called psychotherapy. Now we have to go through the terminology. The last is the drug information sources. In this we are going to go through the terminology related to the drug information sources. So there are the books, there are the formularies, there are the encyclopedia, there are the website, there are the journals, there are the books that are going to give the drug information. So here are the books or the written form that are going to give the detail about the drug. And first in that is the pharmacopoeia. So pharmacopoeia is the term derived from two Greek words, pharmakon and pio. So pharmakon, that earlier we explained, the Greek word pharmakon is means the drug, and that pioj, to make. Pioj means to make. So pharmacopoeias are official book. This is very, very important. Official book for the drug, and that is published by recognized body, and that is generally constituted by the law, and that ensure the uniformity in composition, strength of the medicine that are used for the treatment purposes. So pharmacopoeias are the compilation of the drug, and that our official book contain the drug information about the drug and published by the authority, that is the recognized authority, and that authority, that recognized body is constituted by the law, and everything is uniform about the drug, that its composition is a strength, and that should be used for the treatment of the drug. So pharmacopoeias are the official books. So this is very very important, that are the official book. Now we have to go through the other terminology. So pharmacopoeia is official book. So that means contain official drug, and that official drug, other than the drug that are not present in pharmacopoeia, are called non-official drug. So official drug are usually mentioned in pharmacopoeias and called official drug, and if the drug is not mentioned in pharmacopoeias, are called non-official drug, and most of the country have their own pharmacopoeias and their name based upon its country. So and that pharmacopoeia poses the detail about the physical property and chemical property of the drug, detail about the purity of the drug, detail about the potency of the drug, and pharmacopoeia of the different countries are: for India it is called IP, Indian Pharmacopoeia; for British it is called British Pharmacopoeia; for United States it is called United States Pharmacopoeia; for European countries, which is about 37 countries, which is about 37 countries, called PHU, means European Pharmacopoeia. For the pharmacopoeia that is regulated by World Health Organization is called International Pharmacopoeia. So these are the well recognized pharmacopoeia, that is that contain the drug, that drugs are called official drug. And now we have to go through the other books or compilation or compendium, are like formularies. So formularies are also the compendium, also the compiled form of the compilation, in which you will find list of prescription of the drug or medicine, list of prescription of the drug and medicine. It include both generic and brand name. So formularies are possessing the list of the drug, and that drug are to be mentioned in prescription. So that is called prescription drug or medicine, and the name may be the generic name of the drug in that formulary, and the name may be the brand name of the drug in these formularies. And some of the countries have their own formularies like pharmacopoeias, and that are British national formularies, United States national formularies. So these formula for and they have both together. I mean pharmacopoeia as well as the formularies. Now we have to go through the other terminology related to the books. Books are Martindale. So what is Martindale? Martindale is a complete drug reference published by the pharmaceutical press. So Martindale is complete drug reference book possessing a complete drug reference, in which the drug reference has been published by pharmaceutical press is called Martindale. So this is also the compilation in which you will find the complete drug reference. Now we have to go through the Merck index. So Merck index is also published by the company, the Merck and Company, and that was first published in the year 1889, and this is posed in the encyclopedia of drug, or you can say the chemical and other publication in the form of book or compilation or compendium like MIMS. So what is MIMS? MIMS stand for M stand for monthly, I stand for index, M stand for medical, and stand for specialty. So monthly index of medical specialties is called MIMS, and this book is containing the name of the drug that are prescribing drug. So prescribing drug is mentioned in MIMS, and that one was first published in United Kingdom in the year 1957. And nowadays you will also find this MIMS in India, and we are calling it MIMS India. Like another book found in the India, we are calling it Sims India. So MS is the same, that is the medical specialties, whereas the CI stand for current index of medical specialty. So this is also contain the drug name of the drug, which is prescribing in nature. So this is all about the terminology related to the compilation or information in book form, like Martindale, like formularies, like pharmacopoeia. So you have to recall these all, like compendia, like Martindale, so like Merck index, like MIMS India, like Sims India. So you all have to recall. And the last part of under this, we are going to discuss about the nomenclature of the drug. So under the nomenclature of drug, we are going to see how we are nomenclating the name of the drug. In this, we are going to discuss. So in nomenclature of the drug, we are going to give the name of the drug. So usually the name of the drug is based upon the three name. That is the chemical name, that is non-proprietary name, and the third one is the proprietary name. And this is based upon the market. So nomenclature of the drug is based upon the name available in the market is three type, or three different name of the drug has to be given, and these three name of the drug are based upon its chemical name, its non-proprietary name, and proprietary name, that we are going to discuss one by one. So chemical name is very simple among all the three. So name of the drug is given by IUPAC, is called chemical name. IUPAC stand for International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So nomenclature of a drug or chemical name of a drug, when given by as per the IUPAC, or given by CAS, or given by CASRUN, is called chemical name. And CAS stand for Chemical Abstract Service, whereas the RN stand for Chemical Abstract Service Registered Registry Name. So this is going to give the chemical name of the drug. Now we have to go through the name of the drug, that is called non-proprietary name. So name itself is telling that is the not a proprietary name. So this name is short, Non-proprietary name is short, concise, and the name is sometime non-proprietary name is also called generic name, and the name of the drug under the non-proprietary name is based upon the genus of the drug, based upon the pharmacological group of the drug, based upon the active ingredient of the drug, is called non-proprietary name. So non-proprietary name is also called generic name, and short and concise form, and the name of the drug is based upon its genus, it's based upon the pharmacological group, based upon the active ingredient is called non-proprietary name. Take the example penicillin, or you can say the beta lactams. So this beta lactam or tetracycline. So tetracycline possessing 4 cycle. That is why this is called tetra means 4. A cycline means cycles. 4 cycle is present in this. That is why this is called tetracycline. Take the another example. That is the sulfonamide, benzodiazepine, penicillin. So these all the name that is cited here is based upon either genus, either active constituent, either pharmacological group. So these all are called non-proprietary name, and non-proprietary name are based upon or divided into two classes. Non-proprietary name, non-proprietary name of the drug is based upon the classify into two name. One is called approved name, another is called official name. Approved name is also called adopted name, and the official name is usually those names that you will find in the pharmacopoeia, whereas the approved name may or may not be present in the pharmacopoeia. However, the official name, official non-proprietary name is present in the pharmacopoeia, whereas the approved non-proprietary or adopted non-proprietary name may or may not be present in the pharmacopoeia. So now we have to discuss about this. So about the first one, approved name, approved non-proprietary name or adopted non-proprietary name. So this name is nomenclatured by the body. We are calling it USAN, BAN. So USAN stand for United States Adopted Name. BAN stand for British Approved Name. That is approved by United Kingdom. And if this is internationally approved, and that is usually given by the World Health Organization, is called INN or RINN. So INN stands for International Non-Proprietary Name, is recommended by or another is RNN stand for the recommended. So either international non-proprietary name or recommended international non-proprietary name. So non-proprietary name when given by World Health Organization is official non-proprietary name. That means this World Health Organization when giving the INN name, that become official one, and that usually cited in the pharmacopoeia is called official name. So approved name of drug may or may not be present in the pharmacopoeia. So if present, then it become official. That we have given that given here also British Pharmacopoeia in the drug that are non-proprietary name, but mentioned in the pharmacopoeia is called official non-proprietary name. Now we have to go through the another heading, official name. So what is official name? So official name under the non-proprietary name is approved by National Pharmacopoeia Commission. So official non-proprietary name is approved by National Pharmacopoeia Commission, and this usually present in pharmacopoeia. However, the approved or adopted non-proprietary name may or may not be present in pharmacopoeia, but official non-proprietary name is always present in pharmacopoeia. This is very interesting thing. Another interesting thing is that official non-proprietary name is approved by National Pharmacopoeia's Commission. All member of World Health Organization is decided that uniform recommendation of the drug should be there, and that is mentioned in the INN, that is the adopted or approved name. Now we have to go through the last one, that is the proprietary name. So proprietary name is the name given by pharmaceutical company is called proprietary name. First important thing regarding the proprietary name is the name given by pharmaceutical seller company of the drug, and that is why this is also called brand name of the drug, or trade name of the drug, or registered name of the drug. And the first letter of the proprietary name start with the capital letter. The first letter of the proprietary name is starting with the capital letter, and usually you will find the proprietary name of the drug is also possessing the superscript R in a circle, or called proprietary name. So proprietary name is a start with a capital letter. The first letter is capital letter, and also distinguish that the proprietary name in you will find this is R stand for registered in circle, that is called proprietary name. So I am going to give cite you one very good example. Take the example paracetamol. The chemical name of the paracetamol is N4-hydroxyphenylacetamide. So this is the chemical name. Non-proprietary approved name of this paracetamol is paracetamol, mentioned in ban, and acetaminophen mentioned in USAN. So what is this? British National Formulary, where is USAN is United State National Formulary. So in this paracetamol is from the British, and the acetaminophen from the United States. This non-proprietary official name is the acetaminophen. So acetaminophen is a non-proprietary official name, means that this acetaminophen is cited in pharmacopoeia. So acetaminophen is a official non-proprietary name because this is mentioned in official book pharmacopoeia. Now we have to go through the proprietary name. So the drug paracetamol coming with the name Calpol. So this Calpol start with the capital C. Here I have not mentioned with the capital C. So Calpol, C is starting with the capital C. So Calpol. Now we have to go through the last one, the other name. Other name is the name. Generally, we are going to give some number, some code that is under the experiment. Any pharmaceutical company, before going to launch the drug, that is going to give a number, a code, and after performing its efficacy, its experimental effect, beneficial or not. If it is beneficial and if it become a drug, then thereafter it will come in the market. So before going to come in the market, the drug has given the code, so that is why it is coming with the code, but not to be used for therapeutic purpose. So this is all about this.